Hello, Saxman. Let me just pop the chat out. So this is going to be a first look post-patch, just going over it myself. Right, we should all be live. Hopefully the audio is okay, let me know. For some reason it won't let me expand the chat, so we're just going to have to crack on with this, and I'll have to try and see what you say as we go along. So this is basically just going to be a first look post-patch, going over some of the things that have updated in the game, just looking at everything. Brilliant, the audience, brilliant, thanks Saxman. Glad the audio is okay. As always, if I do end up with issues and problems, it's 3 strikes and out. So if the internet starts cutting out or the PlayStation Network can't communicate with YouTube again, then after 3 attempts I will call it. Just to warn you now. But fingers crossed, everything should be okay. So obviously, going over the patch, we have Valhalla Rising, we have the French Destroyers coming, we have Legendary Birthday, and we have Season 6 of Rank. So it's quite a bumper patch. So let's make a start in going into the game. How is everyone doing? Is everyone doing okay? I hope the last stream hasn't all put you off. Now I've done a little bit of dabbling, but I haven't exactly gone in depth into anything too much. So first things first, I'm going to start off in the store, then I'm going to move into the bureau. I'm just going to work my way along. So then I look at the campaign and the missions and stuff. The commanders, there's not much going on here. Ships, and then I might take like a tier 1 ship out just to go over the command wheel and things like that. Saxman doing well, grinding the missions. Very good, very good. Remember guys, don't be shy, say hi. It's always good to have people in the chat. So going over, obviously I've already collected my daily crate. I haven't opened it yet, so there's nothing too much changed on the main page, nothing changed on that, on the doubloons, or the commanders. On the containers, obviously the USN cruiser crates are still available, should you still have Liberty bonds left over. Apart from that, I didn't really see too much changed here. Premium, just the usual offers at the moment. 360 days at 50% off, but I think that does drop lower during the Black Friday and Christmas. Ships, I didn't see anything changed here. Obviously everything that we've had still here. I don't think anything's gone. Prince Eugen's still there. Obviously my Monarch has disappeared because I purchased the Monarch. Attico's still there, Turpit's still there. So even though they're saying limited offer, they're not actually giving us any kind of end dates on these still. Jumping over to supply, I didn't spot any changes here, unless, I mean, you have to confirm with me, but the Bodoni and the Gnevi, I'm not sure if they were here last patch. It could be that I just missed them. Leander's been here a while, and then of course we just got the German stuff as we go along. Now Admiralty is going to be quite an interesting one. So obviously we have the French crates, which have a opportunity of dropping French destroyers in them. I didn't actually ever get around to looking at the drop rates. I think it's a bit late now. Then we've got the French commander crate. So if you're ideally looking for a commander, then you can obviously, if you're pushing for a French commander, this is going to be your best chance. Obviously you're limited to only getting 2 of those though. Saxman, I'm not sure if the camos were there before. Okay, so it's not just me who's thinking maybe they might be new. So it could be that the Bodoni and the Gnevi permanent camos are now available. Which is interesting. So if you missed out on getting those in the Russian patches, you can kind of get them now. And obviously you can get a commander crate if you're looking just to expand your roster. So if you're new to the game and you need to obviously build up your commander crates and stuff, obviously probably getting this commander crate, and even the French commander crates if you need the French commanders, is going to be a good one. And Insignia for 500, that's pretty much usual. Now Forged in Combat is an interesting mission. So it is, it's only 1 task, and it gets you a universal accommodation. So if you're looking to really rank up some of your commander's legendary abilities, or even if you've got some of the commanders where it's difficult to get universal accommodations for, the ones that I'm thinking of are obviously the Halloween commanders that came out October to last year, the Azure Lane commanders, which came out early this year, or the Warhammer 40k commanders. Then obviously if you're trying to move them up, then you can obviously get this. Now I have done it recently in the last patch to obviously get my original Tywit build up to level 16 legendary 4, so now actually what I can do is I can spend commander XP to buy more original Tywits, which will then give me universal commanders because he can't go any higher. Hello Paul. Yeah, no, it's looking like it's going to be a really good, really a lot going on at this patch, and I'm going to see if I can try and get this done in about an hour and a half. Fingers crossed. If I go a bit fast, just say. And if you've missed the start or something like that, once we get to a certain point, you can chuck some questions in. Actually, you can ask questions as we get along. I don't mind jumping back and forth. Promotion orders. So obviously, again, if you're still ranking up commanders, then there's a lot here that enables you to rank up commanders: commander crates, promotion orders, insignias, personal accommodations, and commander XP. The credits. Only if you really need credits now, and I know that, to be honest, there's going to be some of you out there who haven't managed to get a massive bank of credits sorted. Some maybe, but I think personally for myself, I'm just going to be buying the French crates. Premium, now this is a nice way to get access to having a premium account over the patch. There's basically 2 weeks worth there, so that's a nice one. If you're trying to obviously play the game without investing money into it, you could obviously just pick up a couple of days premium here. You know, if you know you're gonna be grinding out all weekend, say the missus is away or something like that, then you can you can buy the 2 days premium, just grind out for 2 days. Booster flags. Now, personally, I usually pick these up, but then I am an absolute hoarder when it comes to epic, well, rare and epic boosters. Now the revolutionary carrier camos, I haven't got any myself, so I do wonder what they're going to look like, but it does look like red and white and blue basically. This is the thing, there's too many nations with red, white and blue in their flag, really, I guess you could say. And then we have the permanent camo for the Gepard, so that's going to be quite interesting. If you find yourself really enjoying the French destroyers, then maybe picking up is going to be a good one. That's the tier 5, I believe. And I'd be tempted if you very much find yourself enjoying these, then that's going to be quite tempting. So let's jump over to the bureau now. So this is where we have the legendary birthday activity basically. So I'll just swap my Alaska out so we can take a look at it. So just going through, on the first segment, it's all about German, because this is obviously reflecting, the August 2019 Tirpitz campaign. So they're skipping the Atlanta and stuff. They're starting from basically the German campaign. So obviously everything that you need here is going to be German orientated, whether that's German commanders, German ships, and playing German ships. So lucky me, I get to play more my Gneisenhower, which, oh, I love that ship so much. If you can detect a hint of sarcasm in my voice, then you're probably correct. Now going through, obviously the next one's going to be French, because reflecting the French cruisers. So again, playing French ships and things like that, that's not too bad. Whether or not they tie the destroyers into it is going to be quite interesting. Saxman, it's super fast. Try it. Is that in regards to the Gneisenhower, this super slow Gneisenhower? Halloween crates, I think the Halloween crates are just going to drop like booster flags and Halloween camos and things like that, but it's also going to be quite nice to get the 250 doubloons. So you only get 1 German crate there, but you get 3 French crates, 2 Halloween crates, 1 Black Friday crate. Now the Black Friday crate's going to be really nice, because the Black Friday crates did actually drop really nice stuff, so that's going to be a nice one. Shame it's only 1. I would like 2 really. Oh, the campaign's really fast. Oh, that's good. Okay, so this is going to be quite a quick campaign. I didn't see them saying anything that it's going to be limited time or anything, thank God. So I might end up switching over to this one and the California once I finish my Alaska and Grosser Kurfürst halfway through this patch. Super Santa crate, which is going to be quite interesting because they came with some of the Christmas cameras and things like that. British Commander crate, okay. Then we got 1 Russian crate, another Russian crate, 1 German Commander crate, 2 USN cruiser crates and then another French crates. So why do we get 3 French crates back here? Is that to almost try and like push you to obviously grind this one first to try and get those rushed French crates? It's gonna be interesting. The Saxman, the research, try it on legendary. Each stage is like 5 hours. Not quite sure what you mean there. I'll just put my Alaska back on because obviously I want to keep the Alaska going. Should be getting the Alaska soon. Need to finish that step, and then I've got 10 more steps to go. Then gross occur first. 11 more steps to go. On stage 2 already. How much do you get actually? That's going to be your question. How much do you get for actually playing the ships? Well, actually, to be honest, I guess if you left it, oh yeah, you can see how much that moves it along. Put the Goliaths now and the Bion on. Oh yeah, you can stack all the commanders on, can't you? So that you get 3 commanders on this one. Okay, yeah, and if I had one of these spare, which I don't, then obviously I could then, yeah, reduce it down to about 5 hours per step. Okay, I get what you're on about, Saxman. That does make a lot of sense actually. You can really reduce this down, and you're getting and you're getting only 100,000 per step. Okay, that's fair enough. So the legendary birthday thing looks like it's going to move along quite nicely. Oh, wrong one. There we go. So that's the bureaus covered. Jumping into the campaign. So obviously it's a 100-step campaign. Amity backing is 2,500. I've already purchased the Amity backing. So if you want to know what the rewards are for this, then it's probably best to go have a look at the patch notes, which were covered in a live stream. When was that? That was Thursday night last week. Obviously bear with the first 10 minutes of it. I'm trying to sort audio out, but once I've sorted the audio out, it's pretty sound. It's nice to listen to, I hope. So the Odin. The Odin looks interesting. Obviously you got 9 12.5 inch. Is it 12.5 inch? 12 inch. So you got 9 12-inch guns, 6 forward, 3 aft. What's your secondaries? Your secondaries are 128mm and 150mm, so a mixture of 5 inches and 6 inches. Range 5 kilometers. All HE, which is good. Yep, all your secondaries are HE. So it looks quite interesting being able to have that. The positioning of the secondaries does mean that you do have a decent broadside of secondaries. You've got 2, 4, 6. You've got 12 guns per side. I'm assuming that the turrets front and aft are the 6-inch, and then the smaller turrets are the 5-inch. Now, obviously carriers aren't in the game, but she does look like she has quite a substantial anti-aircraft complement. Especially when we come to the bow here, we've got a lot of what I believe to be 40mm, but obviously they don't tell us much about that. Modules wise, I don't think we're looking at anything special here. I'm just checking to see if there's any specialist modules, but it doesn't look like there's any like unique modules to this ship in particular. Going to the stats, the torpedoes have only got a 6-kilometer range, so it is going to be a bit of a case of, well, then again, as a brawling battleship, your main aim is to get in. Hello, Michael. That's a new name, I believe. Give the stream a like. Really much appreciated, actually, everyone. The maneuverability, only 30 knots, 790 meter turn circle, that's quite big, and a 14.1 second rudder shift. Obviously, captain traits and some of those modules can reduce some of that, obviously, but your turn circle is going to stay pretty much the same. Concealment, 15.3 kilometers. Now, jumping over onto the traits of the Grosser Kurfürst, ironclad. So she does have very thick armor. so 360mm maximum. But then she's also got that, she's got a reasonable HP pool. I was expecting her HP pool to be a lot smaller than that. She looks like she comes with quite a decent HP pool for the tier. Especially, well, I only did a very quick comparison to my Vanguard and my Monarch, really. Now, she will have turtleback armor. She has got what they call an icebreaker bow, and she's going to be quite thick, I guess you can say. But the main one to watch out for is that they call her fast, that she has above average maximum movement speed. She does 30 knots. Pretty much every tier 7 battleships does 30 knots, thereabouts. So she's not actually fast. Again, I think it's a little bit of wargaming, World Warships Legends, so everyone got clutching at straws and making up traits again. But then this seems to be a general trend they keep doing, so oh well. So just warning you, she's not fast, even though they're saying she's fast. Guns, modest guns, yes, because she's only got 12-inch guns. So all in all, she looks like she's going to be a very interesting ship. She has a very pretty permanent camouflage, I have to admit. I think this is going to sound really sad, but I think my favourite part is those black torpedo launchers. They just look really nice. So that is the Odin. Just a quick look over. I'm sure some people will be boosting the campaign and reviewing the Odin within the next couple of days. I'm not one for that. Usually I'll grind it out almost like alongside you guys, and I might just boost the last week and get it just a couple of days earlier, and then that way I can record the review and get it out just before you guys start taking it. Saxman, sorry Major, did you say how many secondaries it has? I didn't say the exact number. So she's got the she's got 6 times 2 and 2 times 3. So she's got 12 of the 5-inch and 6 of the 6-inch. So the 6-inch secondaries are up front on that turret and at the rear there, and then the 5-inch are the 3 turrets along each side. So that means she has a broadside of 6 5-inch and 6 6-inch. I just hope that the 6-inch turrets, I think this ship is going to be very interesting when it comes to the secondary rework. If they allow us to select which sector, it's going to basically allow us to dictate which side of the ship we want our 6-inch secondary battery to actually focus on. Because at the moment, I can see those if you bumble this ship into a couple of ships for a bit of a brawler fight, I can see your 6-inch turrets changing target every couple of seconds because another ship's now closer, which would actually probably reduce their effectiveness, because they have they've almost got a 270-degree plus. Well, yeah, but probably about a 270-degree arc of fire, and if different ships are coming in, you're going to be losing those turrets DPM as they change from target to target. So but that's something that can be worked out. Obviously there's an Odin patch, which is the God Odin. Now most of the patch seems to be French orientated until the very end, amusingly. But I don't think there's much more to cover there. Obviously, as per the video at the weekend, the weekly boost has reset. So if you did get your weekly boost completed yesterday, then I think, as someone said, it's time for a bit of double dipping. Get your double promotion orders. So basically another 30 promotion orders back on offer if you collected them all yesterday, which is very nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. I'll go over now the daily boost. Obviously nothing tied into the campaign, unfortunately. Same with the weekly boost. So they're not giving away any of the continental currency in the weekly boost, which is a bit of a shame. They seem to be restricting how much they're giving away. Literally the only way to get it at the moment is in the campaign. So it's not like previous patches prior where we used to have I think like one that always comes to mind is More Francs, which was when the French cruiser out, where it was like a daily mission where you could get more francs, but basically, or they tied francs into the daily boost. They've also tied stuff into the weekly boost, so it's a shame they haven't done that. Weekly HAVOC doesn't look too awkward, I guess you could say. So win a battle, earn 10,000 ship XP, earn 750,000 credits, earn 750 global XP, earn 10,000 commander XP, hit the enemy 500 times with your main battery. Pretty much just take the Atlanta or the Flint or something where it just chucks shells down range lots of times and you'll be fine. You'll probably complete that in like one, maybe 2 games if you get like a good position. Maybe 3 or 4 games if you're not having any luck. Now this is an interesting one. Receive 5 million HP of potential damage. That's basically that's how much damage any kind of projectile that is fired at you when you're targeted. So that it's always a counterintuitive one. It doesn't matter if it hits you; it's as long as it's fired at you, and you're the target, I believe. So that's one where you potentially want to do it in the biggest, most obvious ship you have, in order for everyone to come shoot you. Now this is an interesting one. Get 10 capture or assisting capture. So there's no defenders. This is only capturing, assisting capture. Now I should mention that all of this is in standard battle. So I think you can do a bit of AI with the endurance trials, but with the shakedown trials it's all in standard battle. So if you are planning on playing ranked, you're going to have to split some of your time between playing standard and progressing the campaign and playing ranked. And obviously remembering that the weekly habit is limited to obviously a week, and the ranked is limited to 2 weeks each. Now I like this one because it's to get 10 capture or assisting capture, so hopefully this will actually drive some people to actually play the objectives, especially in domination. The only downside I can see with this one is I can see this one being very frustrating if you end up getting lots of capture the base mode. Because usually capture the base mode turns into just team deathmatch, because the base takes so long to capture, and it basically is team deathmatch with the, if you mess up so badly that you leave your base undefended, then the enemy can auto win that way. And then this is a nice one where it's in 7 battles, make it to the top 3 of your team by XP received. So that's basically just on the skill of the player, but obviously if you do well, then you do well. I don't see that one being too well, personally, I don't see that one being too difficult, but some people may find that more difficult than others. Saxman, hilarious. People actually capturing, don't hold your breath. I know what you mean. I'm in a destroyer, and I shall go all the way over there to torpedo a battleship rather than capture the objective right in front of me. I see it so much. Commanders, nothing's changed in commanders. So let's go to ships. First of all, the USN Light Cruiser Tech Tree is now completely researchable, and that means you can therefore actually buy the Cleveland. Hence why I've lost like 25 million credits quite quickly, because I've just gone and bought everything for the Cleveland, really. I started picking up some modules, and obviously I bought all the modules, and then that way I know that I've got the coinage all stockpiled into the cruiser, which also then means I can have a look at this. So she can come with a catapult fighter or a repair party. Repair party, please. The radar is 9 kilometers range and 30 seconds, so it's actually nothing special. I know during the trailer they said that she has a long range radar, but it doesn't actually seem to be anything special. It's the same as you get on the Edinburgh and the Baltimore, which is basically, I think they were just over egging the pudding basically there. Surgical shells, basically as we've seen before, reloader and agile, so I think we've all covered that off previously. Not much point going for it stat wise, but I might as well put my second beta flag on. Sonar 4.4. Let me just get my little black book out. Let's see. Her sonar range is standard, so she hasn't got any kind of strange sonar range. Her radar range and her sonar range don't seem to be anything special, so it's not like the Helena where she ends up having this really strange sonar. It looks exactly the same as everyone else. Yes, that was wise. I think we covered all this off the last patch, so I don't want to go too much into it. Now, one thing I wanted to quickly go over, and yes, I'm looking at the British, is the spotter play. So all battleships now have the ability to swap out a catapult fighter consumable for a spotter consumable. So basically, catapult fighter, it has a 90-second duration. That's how long it's going to be up in the air. It has a damage per second. In this case, it's 49. It has a reload time of 180 seconds, and you get 3 of them. You can now swap these out for the spotter aircraft. So these obviously improve the shell grouping of your shells, main guns, while spotter is up, is plus 10%. This consumable only affects shells which are fired when the consumable is in duration. The duration of that consumable is 30 seconds. Now, King George V has 14-inch guns, which means that she's usually quite good at reloading. She's only got 25 seconds reload. So even with King George V, you're only looking at getting 2 volleys down range. So how crucial it is to get 2 volleys down range with 10% more accuracy it's your call, I guess. I might play around with it and test it on the odd ship here or there. So the duration of the consumer is only 30 seconds as compared to 90 seconds. So you're losing 60 seconds of that duration of the aircraft being up, and you've got to remember that the spotter aircraft serves in the same way as a catapult fighter, so it does still detect torpedoes that are coming in. It still detects enemy ships when they're within the detectability by aircraft range. So you're losing 60 seconds of having that ability. However, you are getting that plus 10% accuracy. Now the reload time 200 seconds for 180 seconds. So the spotter aircraft for some reason takes 20 seconds longer to reload. So, but I think you're gonna get you can get through spotter aircraft quicker because their consumable duration is actually shorter. It's hard to say whether it's worthwhile. I'm tempted to try it out, especially on a couple of ships where I would like to see how much it does actually affect the accuracy. But all in all, I think in most cases you'd probably rather have the catapult fighter. I mean, the spotter aircraft could be quite a good one if you have it in a division. Maybe if you have someone else that you can rely on to protect your ship. However, if things go brown for your division and you end up losing teammates, or you're playing solo and you end up getting isolated, I think a catapult fighter is going to be better because it gives you 90 seconds of protection by air. That's going to be an interesting one to play around with, I think. Then obviously we have the French DDs, which are now early access. Now ironically, you can actually start boosting through the Fusilier in case you want the tier 2 destroyer fully upgraded, well, ready to be fully upgraded when you get access to her. I don't know, she doesn't look like she's going to be a dirt boat like the Dirt Ski. I mean, she's only got 2 dual torpedo launchers, so it's not. She doesn't look like one of those boats where you're going to sail around and fire torpedoes at every couple of seconds. Although, let's have a look. What's her reload? A 35-second reload. She could be kind of derpy if you're looking for those kind of games. Going to the overview now. This is the amusing one I've noticed with the French destroyers all the way throughout. They're calling them agile, so their rider shift is comparable to similar ships like the German bigger destroyers and stuff, and their turning circles are big in comparison. So I'm not exactly sure how agile they really are. I think that's going to be a trait that we're going to have to almost test when we get our hands on them. Saxman, the spotter aircraft would be better if the whole team's accuracy was improved for that duration. Even if it was like an area effect, I would say like within 5 kilometers of the spotter aircraft or something. But a nice one would have been with the spotter aircraft if it actually changed your point of view. Because I know in the PC version, when you have a spotter aircraft up, you can actually elevate your camera all the way up to the aircraft's altitude, and therefore you can look over islands, and because you can look over islands, you can train your guns over those islands and shoot. So therefore, that would, if it worked like that, imagine now that ability of going, there's a cruiser behind the island and it's getting on my nerves. I'm going to launch my spotter aircraft, and then I'm going to be able to elevate my camera so I can look behind the island, and even though I haven't got direct line of sight on him, I can actually try and pinpoint where he is and get 2 volleys on him there and then. Now that sounds like it would be a worthwhile trait. But at the moment, in its current form, it's very hit or miss. I think it's going to be a personal taste. Paul, hello, captains. Apology, listening in while at work. I don't blame you. Just make sure no one sees. So, looking at the fuser there. I'll cover it really briefly, but our targeting obviously improves the battery range. Then she has artillery, which improves the DPM, and then she has improved hull points. Additional torpedo tubes, which would be quite interesting, and improved rudder shift and hull points. But I don't see many people really being too excited about Tier 2. Jumping on to the Tier 3. Again, looking at the overview, still agile, still no smoking. Jumping in, so the torpedo module doesn't do much. It adds 200 meters range. The guns add 10% range, and then the hull points, a minor change in the rudder shift, and a bit more hull points. I mean, it's interesting, but just having a quick look, your torpedo range is 7.5 kilometers, which is actually quite decent for the French destroyers. You'll notice it as we go along. Detectability is 5.8. Going on to the Jaguar, I guess you could say. We again still looking at agile and no smoking. Jumping to the stats. Torpedo range at 7 kilometers, so we've already lost say 700 meters in comparison to the fully upgraded Tier 3, and then detectability is at 8 kilometers. You've only got 1 kilometer of squeaky stealth torpedo range. Now obviously this doesn't include any kind of commander abilities, which will obviously help reduce that, but that's something to bear in mind. There's not a lot of gap to stealth torpedo, and things only do get worse as we go up. So again, looking at the Gepard, agile, reloader, so again, they're still trying to sell these as agile, even though their rudder shift isn't anything special and their turning circle is massive. Reloader, yes, they do have fast firing guns for their caliber. Again, no smoking, so this is going to be quite an interesting tech tree. Now, one thing I'm going to start saying with these is you'll note that the torpedo module doesn't really change anything. So I think when you're going to be upgrading these, you want to get the whole upgrade first, then you want the targeting systems, then you want to be getting the torpedo module last, if at all, because all the torpedo modules getting you is like +2 knots and -3 seconds in your reload time. It's not a massive change. If you really need credits for something else, then maybe don't bother spending those 60,000 credits, because you're not getting much bang for your buck, is the best way to put it. Now, this also means that the torpedo range isn't changing, so we're still at 7 kilometer torpedoes, and your detectability without commander upgrades and camouflages, things like that, is 6.6 kilometers. So again, your stealth torpedo range is getting smaller and smaller, and Tier 5 is going to be the tier where most people like to play. I think with these, most people are going to like to play like Tier 4 up, basically. Now we have the Valkyrie. Oh, Paul, if the spotter increased range while it does, like it does on PC as well, it'd be more tempting. Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree. That's another thing. Like, they haven't made the spotter aircraft tempting enough. I think we could all go on a bit of a rant at how the spotter aircraft just isn't worthwhile or isn't impressive enough to make it like I really would like that. Again, Valkyrie, the Tier 6 destroyer, still trying to sell that they're agile, even though they've got massive turning circles. I mean, if I told you that the Mass and the Guide were agile, you'd probably laugh at me. If I told you that the Minsk and the Genevi were agile, you'd probably laugh at me. They're trying to tell you that these are agile. I'm not really buying it, but testing's going to show, I guess. If I'm wrong, I'd be happy to be wrong. Now again, torpedoes at 7 kilometers range, so you still got the same torpedoes as you had at Tier 4. Detectability by sea, unupgraded, 7 kilometers. So Tier 6, which is usually the tier that most people like to play at, there's no stealth torpedo ability without you put in Eric Bay on it, put in Look at Me Now on your commander, and put in camouflage on it. Now the torpedo module, okay, you get 2 more torpedo tubes, so that's a little bit more worthwhile, but I'd still say save the torpedo module till last. I'd probably go hull up first, get the hull first because you want the HP points to survive, and you need the improved rudder shift because the rudder shift isn't great. Then you want the targeting system plus 10% range. Well, you can't really go wrong with that. And then the torpedoes last. That's going to be my temptation. Pardon me. And then last but not least, we have the tier 7. Now, things, again, fast, agile, agile, fast, and reloader. We'll have to wait and see, I think, on that one. A bit more testing. Stats, 8km torpedoes. So finally the torpedoes have got better. So from tier 4 to tier 6 you've got the same torpedoes. Tier 7 you're back up to 8km torpedoes, whereas like tier 3 you've got 7.7km torpedoes once fully upgraded. Now I think there's actually a torpedo module that does improve. Detectability by sea has dropped to 6.9, so you're slightly better than the tier 6, and obviously at tier 7 you will have access to the concealment module in the upgrades. So I'd always recommend going for concealment module. Actually, you do get access to concealment module at tier 6, so maybe the situation isn't as bad as I put it out there, but it is still not great. Going on to the modules, hull upgrade gives you 3,000 more health in the destroyer. That is going to be a must-have almost. That's going to be a really nice one to have. Torpedo module is interesting. It gives you 300 meters more. It's not buckets of range, but I think any improvement in range is nice to have with these. And then the targeting systems, just another increase of about 10% range, so they're interesting. It's going to be nice to play them out and see how they play. Saxman, everyone got an early access ship? I haven't opened any crates yet. I might do that next. Let's see. Now this one, the Le Fantastique, I guess you could say, she should have nicer torpedo angles. I am looking forward to being able to chuck torpedoes out at probably this kind of angle. Front and aft, so that's going to be quite interesting. So that's a quick cover of the French destroyers. Obviously I will review them as I get them. So I've covered off the Colorado, spotter aircraft. I think I've done everything on the ships unless anyone's thinks I've missed something. So I just want to jump over into the crates. Now obviously this is my daily crate, so let's just get that out of the way. And then what we got? French crate. Okay, so you are going to get continental bonds out the crates. That's nice. Don't worry, this is the last one. I'm not. Oh, I've got a German crate. Okay. Well, to answer your question, Saxman, no, I didn't get any early access ships yet. So I think that covers everything from this screen. So there's only really ranked, obviously, to go through. Now, ranked. How many ranks you completed in the last season of ranked is how many stars you will be rewarded at the start of ranked. So hence I've managed to already jump up a couple of ranks. Now everyone's going to start at rank 13. Looking at the rewards, rank 12 doesn't look like anything special. Rank 11, that's where I got my anniversary German crate and 3 promotion orders. Rank 10 doesn't look like anything special. Rank 9, nothing special. Rank 8, you're going to get a French destroyer crate and some days premium, so that's actually quite a nice reward there, and you get some more promotion orders. Obviously, I think it was rank 5 where the I think it's rank 5 where the split is in tiers between players. Rank 7, nothing special. Rank 6, 100 doubloons. If you're not putting money into the game, this is going to be one of the ways that you can get doubloons. And obviously, usually there's a doubloon weekly boost as you go along. Hello, Raider Hopper. Nice to have you here. Any questions, just shout as I go along. I know I'm blitzing through it, I guess you could say. rank 5, you're going to get Halloween crate, which should be amusing, I guess you could say. Rank 4, more boosters. The nice one, I think, is that they have the irrevocable rank at rank 5, which means once you've got into the top band of players, then you're not going to be moving any further back. 150 doubloons at rank 2. And then the final, so at least rank 1, there's something worthwhile with that personal accommodation and that Black Friday crate. And as I was saying earlier, the Black Friday crates do actually have some really nice rewards in them. I think that the Black Friday crates even have the opportunity to actually give you doubloons, which is quite a nice one to do it. Raider Hopper, I have a question. What commander should I use for British cruisers? If you want to be normal, probably Tenant. If you want to be strange, then you can use my Tywit build, but I'd recommend Tenant. So what I'll do, so I've covered off ranked. Obviously it's tier 5. Yeah, it's tier 5. With obviously commanders for British cruisers. I'll try and keep this really quick, guys. So I use Tywit, I use Mikowa for detectability, and Belfast to reduce my detectability, wildfire, and smoke. If you don't have Belfast, then you probably want to use something like Lucian's. Then I use Subsurface Venturer because the negative for having destroy guns doesn't count for a cruiser, but you still get the buff of the torpedo launcher and torpedo speed. I find having decent torpedoes on the British cruisers is very helpful, especially when you end up in tight situations against battleships. Then go look at me now. So I'm forcing the British cruisers into being destroyers. Then I go for Torpedo Safari because obviously the reduction in range for destroyers' main guns don't count towards British cruisers, but you do get the improved range. Then I go for the smoke screen, and then I go Smogathon because then I get more smoke and it reloads quicker. So the trick with British cruisers is hopefully have someone spotting for you, and just stay concealed for as long as you can. Almost think of yourself as an American light cruiser where you like to hide behind an island, but as you're a British cruiser, you don't have to hide behind an island. You've brought your own island with you. It's a nice way to put it. So that's my crazy version of Tywit build. If I wasn't going to use original Tywit because I'm got to be normal, then this would be the standard build I'd go for. I'd go for Tenant, I'd go Mikowa and Lucians. Now some people like to go for Ingenious, but some people like to go for Piercer. Then you probably want to go for full speed ahead because before it's too late doesn't really matter too much. Then you want light fortress, your light cruiser, you want to try and survive as long as you can. Hello Morton. And everyone else, yes. I don't have much time, but I have to wish you all good evening. Good evening, Morton. Nice to see you all. So yeah, light fortress for the light cruisers because they are fragile. Steer clear to get the rudder moving when you do find yourself in open water, and fully packed because you want the additional repair party sonar and smoke screen. That's my really quick light touch on British cruiser commanders. Okay. Good evening, Lee. Now, one thing I was just going to quickly jump into was I was going to let's put 10 in. We've just been talking about him. I was just going to take the Weymouth into a game of versus AI. The reason being is I want to showcase the new command wheel. Now, obviously, I'm on controller preset 5, so this may be subject to change depending on your controller preset. So I would advise you to just double check what preset you're on by looking at the options. But I'll try and keep this game as quickly as possible. If I have to, I'll just suicide myself into something. Okay, so just a quick cover off. You need to check your controller preset, then obviously just go to settings and see I'm in preset 5, and what you're looking for is the quick command key, which in this case is the R1 button. By pressing R1, you have to hold. Okay, so you have to hold R1, and then you can tap R1 to switch between the social and the tactical command wheels. Now the tactical command wheel has I've been detected. That's to let everyone know that you've been spotted. Wilco, which is basically yes. Set a smoke screen. Yeah, we all know that one. Requesting support. Get back, so you can tell someone to get back. So there you go. And then that also showcases that the command does come up on the left. It comes up in bold, then it slowly fades away. So what that does is it's not going to clutter it up. So even if I just I don't want to keep telling someone to. So if I do that one, and that one, and then that one, and so there you go. So it blocks me after I've tried to set free, and also you can see that it's not going to completely block up that left side of the screen. I hope these guys don't mind that I'm just well, I'm playing AFK, I guess you could say. So that's all that. I need intelligence data is obviously just telling people that you want the information, and then you have I'm detected. So those are two new commands, which is quite different. So I think they've done a good job here. It's when it comes to the social one that I find it's a bit weird. So you got well played. Oh, you got the horn. Oh. Oh, it actually bans you from using too many horns. Nope. Okay. Well, might as well have to play a little bit of this because it's banned me from saying commands now. Morton, anyone else who could not play for around 5 hours today? It is usual so many hours when there's when they do the update they shut down the servers from 7 AM to 10 AM UTC, so UK time that was 8 till 11. Morton, your time, you're Denmark, so that would have been 9 AM until midday, I believe, if that's correct. So yeah, it's quite common that they will shut down the servers when they do that. Yes, there's the horn. So well played, well played and thank you are pretty much the same thing. Good luck. Maybe you could say that one just before you die. Good game is only going to be applicable at the end of the game, but then I always say thank you anyway. That's how it's done, is just smug mode, and then you've got the horn. So for me, I think the only ones I'm going to use. I mean, it does add a little bit of it does make, I guess, the commands personal, but I think there's I don't know. I mean, they've done a good job on the tactical one, on the social one. I'm really not too fussed about it. So let's see if I can just suicide myself into some tier 1 AIs. Unfortunately, no one's got torpedoes, so I'm going to have to probably ram someone. So full steam ahead. You look like a beautiful ram. So if anyone's got any questions, I'm going to try and get myself killed as quickly as possible, and then we can get back to talking about the patch. Saxman, that's how it's done, laugh out loud. Come here, you German. I'm going to give a German a good old ram, I hope. And I'll just let myself flood out. Come on. They built these British cruisers far too well, didn't they? Or I might just try for a kill. Why not? There you go, 2 kills. Yeah, there we go. I'm dead. Brilliant. So now I can crack on with any questions. Is there anything that you want me to go back over? I've got a little while actually. I could even play some random ships if you want, if you've got any requests. I don't have to watch this die. I think everyone's answered Morton's questions. Anyone got any questions on the patch or want to see something? Please don't ask me to take the Cleveland out because I've only just unlocked it and I haven't even played it. I don't really want to go into ranked. Anyone for anything else, or shall I leave it there, chaps? Morton wants me to take the Wichita out. Play the new maps, Saxman. How I can't pick the maps. Right, I'll take the aggressive curve first off rotor. There's the Wichita there, and I'm just making sure that I maximise what I'm doing with it. Yeah, I'll move that along. Okie dokie. Right, we'll take the Witchy out. See if we can find a new map, because that's literally the only thing I haven't been able to cover off. Obviously I haven't put a commander in the Cleveland yet, but I will probably be using my normal Norman Scott. Right, yeah. Yeah, I better stick a credit booster on. Let's put one of those on. Okie dokie. Well, this would be the first real game of the day, so let's see how rusty I am. Yes, you can, don't be coy. Oh, just randomly. I would like a new map, please. Has anyone been seeing many legendary? Oh, ironically, Sea of Fortune. Was that a new map announced? Amusingly, that looks a bit like that looks like Jersey off the French coast. Okay, so this is interesting. This is a massive map. You can see how tiny the capture zones are. God, I've got no idea how to play this one. Udachi, Helena, Wichita, Snop, Nelson, Colorado. So this is a new map. This is a game of domination on Sea of Fortune. This is completely unintended. I am. Yes, you can use this. This is gonna be a great week for people using the new command wheel. How many people are just gonna be? There we go. Go on. It looks like the ship horn is the same regardless of which nation. Basically, the Tier 1 Weymouth and the Tier 7 Wichita have exactly the same ship horn. So, I don't know. Should I be? Is that a shame or not? I don't know. Backing up this Udachi who's chucking torpedoes through the centre. This is gonna be an interesting map. It's definitely a pretty map. Oh, is that a Norwegian? That's a Norwegian flag. Yeah, this is is this supposed to be Norway then? This is interesting. There's quite a few small islands here, which don't quite look big enough to hide behind. But it looks quite. It does look like you do not want to be taking any kind of large ship with a large draft in there, because that could be quite dangerous. Morton, I did not see the commanders. Nothing's changed with the commanders, Morton, thankfully. It's, yeah, that's the one thing they haven't touched. Captain Saxman, it's a small detail, but a shame considering the level of detail already put in. Am I missing something? What is your inspiration? Is that commander inspirations? Oh, okay, you're on about the commander build for my Witcher. The commander build on my Witcher is going to be as per the Witcher Let's Play and review. So if you are looking to have that basically captured, you can go see in the description of those videos. I usually try to always put commander builds within the description of the. Oh my good lord! Oh, it tells you the medals. That's interesting. That York massively overextended. I think I'm being cheeky here. I would like to just drop off detectability. Let's go balls to the wall, because I need to try and help this Udachi kill this Udachi. Morton, oh, so close to home, being Denmark and Norway being pretty close together. That's good spot, good spot. I'm having to play open water because I need to get guns round onto that Udachi. Okay. Oh, it tells you when the enemy gets devastating strikes as well. Okay, this is interesting. This flank has collapsed and I need to break off. Thankfully, the Wichita shells do seem to be quite slow in the air. For the horn, didn't quite catch my Morton. So the commanders of the Wichita. Okay, no, I can always bring up the Wichita commander afterwards if you want. think this is going to be a look. I think by having the command log on the left is nice. The only downside is it now, rather than you being able to ignore them actually saying commands, you're going to have to actually. It's always going to be there visually. It would appear that our team is melting. I'm probably not doing too great myself here at the moment. I haven't been able to find a decent place to dig in, unfortunately. And I have the Dachi off to my right. I've got a Sinop up front as well, so AP is probably not a good choice on that volley, so I'm just going to swap out to HE. I'm going to be basically permanently spotted by the Dachi.
The ship is on fire.
See if I can battle tank against this Wichita. And I'm trying to get close to the island so as to try and drop off detectability from the Dachi, which I have. Now, I can live with this. They're trying to disable my turrets, and I've got a Colorado and 2 Wichitas, so I'm definitely out DPM'd here. I need to definitely back up. Am I stuck on a rock or something? No, it's just being slow even though I have promotional mods. Oh, this is going to be the end very quickly. Can I distract you guys by looking at this beautiful old bunker? That looks really nice. In which he's actually trying to steal the kill. I'm not going to let him do that. I'd rather let one of these guys have the kill. Go on. Kill me now. There we go. Colorado got a double strike there. I'm just not going to let the grubby Udachi get a kill that he didn't even contribute in. I'm dead anyway. I'd rather give the kill to someone who deserved it. Right, Sexman. Sorry, Major. You were saying it's a shame the horns aren't different per nation. It's a small detail, but a shame considering the level in detail already invested. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah, it would have been nice to have because they've gone through the way of having individual pings, I guess you could say, for the change in speed. So it would have been good to have that on the a national thing. Morton, am I the only one having trouble with loading the stream? I'm using 4G, but no one else is complaining, so it might be on my end. It could just be down to your network area working off of 4G. I think most people are probably going to be watching this off of Wi-Fi and things like that. Well, that's the Wichita sunk, and it was an interesting. I probably got a little bit too distracted with the map and not knowing the map that well either. That right flank looks very open. I'm not too keen on that flank. Something I'd probably prefer to do in a British cruiser, because then I don't need to rely on an island as much as a Wichita. But oh well. Anything else, or shall I call it there, chaps? Any more questions? I can keep going for about another half an hour, so if you want me to go back over anything from the patch, let me know. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be getting any French destroyers while I'm streaming this. Oh, why Kincaid? Oh yeah, I forgot to say the commander. So Kincaid, because the ingenious ability, basically Kincaid's a very defensive commander, so ingenious ability gives you the indicator when enemy ships are targeting you with their main battery. Full speed ahead obviously just improves your maneuverability when it comes to your rudder shift, that's the main reason. Sponge improves the ship's survivability, and also the survivability of some of your armament modules, and then steering gears again to improve the steering. is because with the American cruisers, when you're not behind an island, you are going to have to play them open water. When you play open water, you want that really fast rudder to make sure that you can dodge incoming shots. And then fully packed, I always recommend fully packed. The reason being is, although by the book just gets you your damage control party faster, whereas fully packed obviously gets you additional consumables like radar, like sonar, like repair parties and things like that. Inspirations wise, I go Madden because I like the improved traverse speed of the turrets, but also the improved reload is quite good as well. And then Mikura because I usually play quite a lot of concealment on cruisers anyway. That was a quick wrap up of that. Well, that's the Witcher done. Usually I do warm up before I play a ship. So I think going straight to tier 6 was probably a little bit, or tier 7 was just a little bit cruel. No, I won't cover that. Okay, right. Unless anyone has any requests or any questions in regard to the new patch, I will call the stream there, chaps. Well, this stream hasn't crashed like the one on Friday, so I will plan to do a stream on Friday. Obviously, the issues that we had on Friday past was due to the PlayStation Network not communicating with YouTube properly. So hence it crashed after 20 minutes and 30 minutes and then 2 minutes. So that's why I called it there. But fingers crossed things work out better on Friday, and there should be another live stream gameplay on Friday. Well, I think I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to probably crack on and get my bureau stuff finished, and then I've got to feed the rabbits and stuff. So until next time, I'm the Gaff Major, and back to the port.